Well, the Trump administration is considering reclassifying marijuana on the federal level. Right now, it's a Category 1 drug on the level of heroin and LSD. The change could open up more access to the drug. CBN medical reporter Lori Johnson explains what's at stake.
Reducing marijuana from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3 drug means cannabis shops will enjoy a reduced tax burden and greater access to banking. It would also expand research opportunities into marijuana's therapeutic potential. The president told reporters it's important to make the right decision because marijuana is a complicated subject.
I've heard great things having to do with medical. And I've had bad things having to do with just about everything else. But medical and, for pain and various things, I've heard some pretty good things. But for other things, I've heard some pretty bad things.
Last year on Truth Social, the president appeared to support reclassification by posting his administration will focus on research to unlock the medical uses of marijuana to a Schedule 3 drug and support safe banking for state-authorized companies and states' rights to pass marijuana laws. Marijuana is legal in 40 states for medical use. It's lawful to use recreationally in 24 states. That easy accessibility, coupled with high THC content, which makes today's pot more potent, has led to a sharp increase in cannabis poisonings, more than 22,000 last year, up from 930 in 2009. Frequently, young children are among that number.
I have taken care of numerous children over the years who have unfortunately gotten into parents, friends, relatives, marijuana or THC gummies and other candies, right? Because they come in cute little packages. They're colorful. They often look just like candy.
Overdoses can create severe symptoms like heart palpitations and agitation that often lead to hospitalization.
They may exhibit hallucinations, so they may be seeing or hearing things that are not there, which, as you can imagine, can be scary. Other people may have some gastrointestinal symptoms like nausea, vomiting, and things of that nature.
It's not only the health consequences that are raising concerns. Some warn of the spiritual dangers of marijuana.
I think for Christians, they should heed what the Bible says in 1 Peter, that we should be sober and alert. I think that if you're somebody who believes the Bible, you should look to verses like that and see that obviously getting high, whether it's marijuana or any other drug, not a very good idea.
The group Smart Approaches to Marijuana wants the Trump administration to keep the drug as a Schedule 1 substance. They're inviting those who share their concern to log on to noschedule3.com to sign the petition.
Then when you're done with that, you can go to our website, learnaboutsam.org. And there we have the steps for you to take to write to the White House. And then finally, you can go on social media, get on X, tag the president, tag the vice president. Let them know that you don't want them to reschedule marijuana.
President Trump says he'll make a decision on reclassification within the next few weeks. Lori Johnson, CBN News.
A lot of different viewpoints on the issue. Thank you, Lori. Gordon, back over to you.
Lots of different viewpoints on the issue. For me, I'm not in favor of criminalization. I just think that creates this incredible prison population, which is both expensive for the state to maintain and also expensive for the families involved. But here's the thing with marijuana. If you want to be mentally impaired, well, then take it. That's why we call it dope. It leads to mental impairment. It leads to memory issues. And I think one of the biggest things is it leads to a lack of motivation, where you no longer have a drive to succeed. You don't really even care anymore. So why in the world would we glamorize that and say that this is some acceptable way to escape reality? No, we shouldn't be glamorizing at all. We should be pointing out what happens to you, what happens to your IQ, what happens to any kind of concept of a career, of a family. All of these things go away if you're spending your time checking out and using this kind of substance. So let's tell the truth here, and let's make sure everyone knows it's a path to destruction. It is not in any way anything that should be glamorized.